The portal into Fortune Stadium. It's gonna be the side of Chicken Soup having the more advantageous start, as they're gonna be gatewaying up to this height, trying to gain control of this vertical rooftop. And unfortunately for them, Big Al's already up there. RPG on to Tiger Senpai, gonna be dropped. Cooney gonna be taken out as well. It's just Fresh Battery alive, and he's going to be jumping off the map to reset, not wanting to give Fake Cows an extra kill to the Sally, so they will have 20 seconds left on that respawn timer. Fortunately for them, Cash Box B is right there in hospital behind that vault spawn.
Yeah, probably the fastest vault fight we have seen so far in a 3v3 series. Fake Cows getting the quick plug and throwing the cash out onto the triangle pad. And now we are seeing the triangle pad send it immediately straight back. A little bit of back and forth, a little bit of PTSD here from the LCQ of PHL. And speaking of LCQ, we will have the LCQ coming up after this. Tiger Senpai taking the gateway, vanished on top of Cafeteria here. Kodap being spotted. Doesn't matter though. Louis and Kodap working together to take out Cooney. Tiger taking a whole bunch of damage here, but unfortunately going down to M11 of Kodap, as well as Fresh Battery, also meeting their untimely demise by Kodap with a quick defib onto Silas. But that does mean, though, unfortunately, they won't have a defib here. Should Chicken Soup be incredibly quick on the push? However, it looks like on the side of Fake House, we're seeing some spawn manipulation coming out from them, making it incredibly difficult for the likes of Chicken Soup to do much. We see over in Sector 2, the gateway coming out. We come across here now, going back into Sector 5, coming into the cafeteria. Fake Cows, they see the gateway. They know that they're inside a cafeteria. They're not looking to go up this height here. Smart plays here from the Cows, from Europe. We now are awaiting some sort of confrontation. Tiger now vanished, taking the triangle pad over to B. Maybe we see a winch come out here. Unfortunately, Tiger unable to do much. A whole bunch of damage going into him. Less than half HP, 4 bars of life. Kodaf getting the gateway across, so we can see the likes of Fake Cows make an approach for this defense. Lightning, Cooney is still sat on the opposite side of the map. It's a 3v2. It's looking unfortunate. Tiger with the winch here is maybe potentially getting the flip. Barricade not doing enough to stop it from getting flipped. We're looking like we're running out of time for this cash out here. Not much going to happen. Tiger making a bold push here into Silas. Kodaf taking out Cooney, who unfortunately exposed themselves to Kodaf, trying to get the heals on the Tiger. We're now in a 3v2. Fake Cows, Kodaf taking out Fresh Battery. Tiger being taken out by Silas, and another wipe on the side of Chicken Soup.
Yeah, Chicken Soup, they did their best, but this time around, Tiger just not able to get healed by his lights. As we saw on the previous map on Nozomi, we saw him being able to be kept alive forever by his 2 lights with the H-infusers. But this time around, not the case. Right now, Fake Cows are just looking so dominant, and they are not pulling their punches against the Chicken Soup team. They're not allowing them to gain any momentum, as right now, Fresh Battery is the only one with the kills to his name on the side of Chicken Soup, as they have Vault 2 currently going, and it looks like they might try to gate this one towards C, as Kodap going to be getting that gateway invis across on the up zip line towards A, as the rest of Fake Cows will start to transition that way, as they did get a pick on Tiger Senpai.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain, I'm looking at this, Lightning, I'm fairly certain someone shot an O2 box from the roof of Sector 1, the construction area of Holto, taking out Tiger there. We see the plug coming in from Fake Cows. Fake Cows now just trying to figure out, how do we want to play this? We see the likes of Chicken Soup now scaling down this building. Fresh Battery still keeping the height here. An unfortunate position should Fake Cows come up the staircase and try and take height. Battery will be there waiting for them. We see Tiger now on the prowl, hunting for this Fake Cow side. They need this cash out to get up and continue and take it to the 3rd box. We don't really want to have to see a repeat here of further games, but it looks like Battery here sitting on the roof trying to get shots onto Kodap. Louis half HP, getting winched by Tiger, taking him out with the SA-12. Battery trying to take out on Kodaf here. Kodaf, 1 HP, fighting for his life, manages to escape by the skin of his teeth. And now Silas looking for an angle here onto the side of Chicken Soup. Chicken Soup now still full and healthy, just like my favorite brand of soup that keeps me well when I am ill. Silas here really just trying to make something happen. Sonar coming out from Chicken Soup. Silas getting the drop, not enough to prevent the steal from Chicken Soup. And the ball is in their corner. Louis lost alive. Cooney 1 HP. Tiger getting the infuser, keeping him up and alive. And unfortunately, it looks like for Fake Cows, they're in no man's land, unable to really do much here, Lightning. And it looks like we're going to see a box 3, and it's in a 1-1 count here on Fortune.
Yeah, unfortunate that Louis Huncho decided to coin there, and his team ended up getting staggered because of it. I don't believe that the White really would have put them in much better situation, but they're able to lick their wounds and get towards the next box, which should spawn on. Yeah, it is going to spawn in the NGMO buildings, as they were set up on the hotel side, looking to make that crossover to Vault 3 and get it tapped, as Kodaf gonna get the box tapped and most likely gatewayed over to C here on Hotel, as Louis Huncho holding behind the goo sees 2 from Chicken Soup, but he's gonna instead drop away and not give away his presence, as he doesn't want to get picked off by that winch from Tiger. So he's gonna opt to instead wrap around underneath. Kodaf gateway unfortunately getting glitched, so Vault 3 will just kind of sadly sit over on the NGMO buildings as they wait for this engagement to start, and they start making their way up these stairs, looking to get some early momentum here if they're able to unseat this upper pressure that currently Chicken Soup holds. RPG bringing out Crest. Battery gonna be taken up by Silas. Big RPG as they hop on Tiger Senpai. His health bar absolutely deleted, and just as soon as Chicken Soup saw them, they were seeing coins scattered across the ground as Fake Cows came in hot and heavy. And unfortunate for Chicken Soup, they will be giving up the C site.
Unbelievable work there from Fake Cows. Unfortunate for Chicken Soup there that the RPG rung out as fast as it did. A very strong position that they had on top of the hotel construction here. Unfortunately, it does mean that they were seeing coins. However, that doesn't matter too much, because we do see Chicken Soup with the gateway on top of construction here, moving across the rooftops, moving as a contained unit. And unfortunately, Louis dropping down to half HP. However, it does mean for Fake Cows, that gives them some time to reposition, get into a better spot. Unfortunately, giving up that high ground to the likes of Chicken Soup. Chicken Soup not really pressing the issue all that much, not really trying to apply pressure, but it's okay though. There's still a minute and 30 seconds left on this cash out. The rotation back onto high, and Battery taking out Kodaf. Silas now in a bit of a bad predicament. Tiger Senpai still half HP. The defib coming out from Louis. Louis, unfortunately, is 1 HP. Cooney getting taken out by Silas as a bit of revenge there by the death of Louis. And now Battery taking out Silas. This is going from bad to worse for Fake Cows. Kodaf now lost alive. Kodaf sort of just having to wait here for the coins. Not something that we really want to see for Fake Cows, given that there is over 15 seconds total until the full team are back. But unfortunately for Fake Cows, Chicken Soup are going to capitalize off of that and get the flip.
Yeah, and Kodaf making the right call here, not wanting to expose himself and try to stop that steal. As mentioned before, Light, you only have 150 HP. You explode at a moment's notice, especially when multiple people are looking at you. And speaking of people being looked at, I believe that Fake Cows have been spotted. That's a lot of damage. They're going to be winching this one inside. Tiger misses the winch. The barricade blocks it. This time is ticking down. Tiger going to be taken out. The steel's going to be coming in. A lot of damage going to be thrown out. The steel's being stuck. Is he going to be able to get it? Fake Cows hold it!
Unbelievable amount of resolve there from Fake Cows. The winch from Tiger, not enough. The barricades from Fake Cows allow Fake Cows to take map 1 of Fortune Stadium. An unbelievable last minute hold and some incredible teamwork there to body block the likes of Louis. Unreal work from Fake Cows. Oh my goodness, Lightning. That is the most hype play we have seen so far inside of the Fight for the Throne series here at Crest League. Unbelievable work for Fake Cows, once again showing why they're one of the best teams in EMEA.
Oh man, that came down to the wire as Fake Cows, they pulled a rabbit out of the hat there. Multiple times, the barricade blocking the winch and then just getting Tiger's Empire out of there was first and foremost. You don't want the Heavy to be alive in that situation. You want to try to get that in as much of an advantageous scenario as possible, as Silas and Kodaft were able to clean up the rest of that as Louis Huncho got the steal. Absolutely coming down to the last few seconds as we're going to be moving on to Sis Horizon. Fake Cows looking to repeat greatness here against Chicken Soup, and I think they're going to be in a good spot as they have a lot of momentum backing them. Now, we saw that unfortunately for Chicken Soup, they didn't have a lot of momentum behind them as they moved into that last box. As for the longest time, it was just only Fresh Battery having a kill to his tally, but they were able to get things kind of rolling as they progressed through Fortune. Let's see if they're able to continue that trend as we move into Sis Horizon. Players are ready. The map is loading now, Sugi. And what do you think we see here as we move into this first battle here on Sis Horizon?
Man, Lightning, I just want to see more hype moments like that. That is the first time that I thought I was going to blow my voice out all broadcast. However, it doesn't matter. We're moving on to map 2 Assist Horizon. Honestly, such an incredible and hype moment there from Fake Cows. I really do hope to see them make it through onto this LCQ here. But man, what an unbelievable showing. Genuinely, Fake Cows showing once again why they are in the top 8 of PHL, but I do hope that Chicken Soup don't get too disheartened. There's still another 2 maps, including this one. We really, I want to see the maps go the distance because we haven't seen them go to map 3, but here we are loading in now. The likes of Chicken Soup, Fresh Cows moving on through the portal, and we are here finally on Sis Horizon.
Well, it's going to be Fake Cows having the better spawn here as Kodath takes that Mega Pad over to 1. However, Chicken Soup has some pretty good footing themselves. They have the high ground here, so Fake Cows opting to not gateway themselves off a rip might have put them in a little bit of a pickle here as Chicken Soup holding that high ground. Louis Huncho getting a little bit of damage on Fresh Battery, and the company of Fake Cows able to get a little bit more in the exchange of blows here on the top rooms here as Kodaft hiding behind a little bit of architecture here, pushing into Fake Battery, looking for the pick. M11 going to strike through as Cooney was completely unaware that he was there. So now Cooney, the only one left alive for Chicken Soup. He's going to be dropping down into this lower point and opting to not take the team wipe, and he's going to instead let his teammates coin so that way they can have a better push here on either side of Sis Horizon, not Sis Horizon. No, yes, Sis Horizon.
Yes, we are on Sis Horizon, man. Don't you worry, your eyes don't deceive you. However, the gateway here for Fake Cows as they rotate over towards Library, getting the plug into Vault A just above these offices here. Now, we see the likes of Fake Cows just trying to position and posture themselves. However, they're not going to get much time here as Chicken Soup is starting to rotate through. Battery opening up the door, O2 barrel in hand, making a slow but controlled play through this little connector here. Sonar not quite landing where they wanted it. Louis potentially about to get spotted here by the Sonar nade. Not doing much, but they do see a gateway here. Louis staring at it. Silas also breaking the Sonar nade that did get them pinged. What's going to happen here? We see them slowly rotating through. Battery being spotted by Kodak, going down, getting a little bit of damage taken off of them. Tiger Senpai rotating up the stairs. They have been spotted. Louis knows where they are. I can assume that the comms are ringing out from Fake Cows. Let's get ready. Let's see a potential drop coming out of Chicken Soup. The cash box being winched here by Chicken Soup. Chicken Soup sort of capitalizing on the distraction the battery has given them. However, that doesn't matter much. Silas has spotted them. Louis breaking open the wall. Kodak jumping onto the goo outside. An incredible bit of coordinated play here from Fake Cows. But it does beg the question, Chicken Soup, what are we doing? Why are we not making the most out of our util here? Battery and Cooney kind of nowhere to be found. Spanish bomb coming out of Cooney. Winch from Tiger. Both opening up. Does Tiger stick the steal? The winch coming out from Silas gets the winch onto Tiger. The damage not doing much. Louis getting the pick on fresh battery. Tiger down on 1 HP. Kodak now chasing down Cooney. Ooh, Cooney getting the kill onto Kodak. Silas getting the kill onto Tiger. Cooney, run for your life. The cows, they're coming. And here we are. Silas, RBQ doesn't matter much though because it's the entire force of the herd of cows overwhelming Cooney there, and his first cash out in favor of Fake Cows.
Yeah, Fake Cows not wanting to move from their position on A, as they did a very good job of drawing out that fight. Just their presence alone was enough to deter the steal attempts. And unfortunately for Tiger, he kind of botched his first winch on that point. It bounced off the stairwell down on the bottom of that site and wasn't able to draw that cash box in near enough to initialize a safe steal attempt and draw in the forces of Fake Cow. So they will be holding this Vault 2 quite firmly as the side of Chicken Soup up to a gateway up to this higher point, looking for some damage. He have sight lines onto Silas, but Fake Cow's smart enough not to push out into that open glass area, so they will instead try to find an engagement angle on this back side of the southeast corner of Sis Horizon. Now transitioning back to Vault 2, carrying it along in tandem. They take this engagement. Tiger getting a little bit too feisty here as he's this Fake Cow trying to draw into the fight, get aggressive, maybe get this wipe early, but big RPG as Tiger takes a lot of damage and will be dropped now. Just Cooney and fresh battery left alive for Chicken Soup. He's gonna Kodak getting a kill here, and finally wrapping up the fight. Chicken Soup finding it to wipe. Unfortunately for Fake Cows, they will have to break through that goo in order to get to. Starting to get transitioned over to this B cash box.
And for sure, Lightning, Louis, Silas, and Kodak once again making light work of Chicken Soup. I don't think there's going to be many cans of Campbell's left for Fake Cows by the time we are done with this cash out here. And now we see the plug coming out. A very convenient spawn here for Chicken Soup. The gateway coming out. Tiger, Cooney, and Battery throwing the sonars out, trying to fish out the location of Fake Cows. However, I don't think it's done much here for them. However, it does mean that they are scouting around. Tiger just going past the stairs here, trying to force the steal off rip. I don't think he's noticed that the likes of Fake Cows are all there. Tiger still trying to make something happen here. I'm not quite certain that this is the right play. Cows, you got to get on that. You got to stop the steal. The steal coming out from Tiger as the box falls through the hole left by the RPG. And now we see Silas down to 1 HP, being absolutely fried here by the likes of Battery. Cooney taking out Kodak off screen, unfortunately, is now a 2 versus 3 scenario. Can we make something happen here, Fake Cows? Silas sees Battery off HP. Louis getting taken out by Tiger's winch in the SA-12. Tiger on 1 HP, but it doesn't matter. We're now in favor of Chicken Soup. Less than a minute left on the cash out here. We're going to see about 35 seconds on this cash out until we see Fake Cows potentially have to go the distance once more.
Well, Fake Cows will have one more opportunity for sealing the deal here, as they will be coming in off of this team wipe. On the seaside of Sis Horizon, Kodaf, the first one to engage, is going to be throwing the gateway up. As here comes Fake Cows onto this B site, looking for some action. Tiger above the point. Louis Huncho gonna do it. Tiger gonna be dropping down, not gonna be able to clamber up immediately onto B as the goo does block his line of sight. He's gonna be taking some damage. Louis Huncho gonna get winched. Fake Cows duking it out here as they're gonna be getting some damage. It's gonna be enough to stall out the point as Chicken Soup able to hold this one out. Silas gonna be defibbed, and wipe will be found on the side of Chicken Soup, as unfortunately for them, they will be waiting a full 16 seconds, which is going to enable Fake Cows to develop themselves onto Vault 3 as they move that way now, taking way of the Mega Pad in the street as Godaft gonna be moving. And fortunately for Fake Cows, it looks like Chicken Soup got a close spawn, so this is going to be a Vault 3 fight, as now both D and C are on the far side of Sis Horizon, and Fake Cows gonna be having to give up the high ground. Chicken Soup holds the cards here in their favor. Kodaft has definitely been spotted here by Cooney, but he's not going to drop on it immediately, as the gateway is going to be transitioning them into the center of the map. But so too will Chicken Soup, with Fresh Battery in tow behind, maybe looking for a pick angle on these two teams. As now Fresh Battery throws some bullets the way of Fake Cows. Winch was missed. Cooney's going to be picked by Silas, as now Tiger Senpai and Fresh Battery, the only two holding height, as now Louis Huncho finding himself in dire straits, low health. Now Tiger Senpai gonna have the script turned on his head. Fake Cows doing an excellent job of capitalizing on the chaos there, and will find the plug here on D.
Unfortunate scenario there for the like of Chicken Soup. I did see a winch come out from Tiger onto Louis. However, due to the angle of Louis, it meant that he wasn't able to capitalize off of that and do as much as he wanted to. And losing Battery and Cooney relatively early in that team fight there just went from bad to worse for Tiger. And unfortunately, those Tiger's claws have been trimmed down, not being able to get full effect out of them in this match so far. And now we see Battery, Tiger, Cooney, also known as Chicken Soup, try to make something happen here. Gateway coming out the back here, the zipline taking Tiger up onto high, getting on top of Pillbox. However, it's seen from Fake Cows. There's an amazing pad hidden behind the goose. Sonar coming out, trying to flush out the likes of Fake Cows. Not really gonna do much here. Cooney sat underneath them in the stairway here. Gonna try and see if he can make something happen, potentially get a pick off from behind. However, Tiger with no gateway and no jump pad can't really entry here. It's in a bad spot for them. However, Louis trying to get some chip damage off. Silas notices now that Cooney's behind him. Cooney's giving away the position. Louis taking the jump up, getting Fresh Battery down to 1 HP. Cooney canceling up with gateway away. Louis now trying to rotate. It may be a little too late for him. However, it doesn't matter, as it seems Chicken Soup hasn't seen him rotate in time. Now, Louis on the bridge. Silas and Kodaf watching through the crack on the bridge. Battery now just trying to get through. The gateway gets taken by the likes of Chicken Soup. That gateway left there by Fake Cows. Kodaf, 2 bars, unfortunately being taken out by Battery here. Now, Fake Cows, where are you? Your cash out is in danger. The winch coming out onto Tiger, and now we've got 8 seconds left. Louis, can he do it? He can, and the flip goes to Chicken Soup, and we go to map 3, Lightning, our first map 3 of the day. Oh my goodness.
And they are able to pull it out at the end there, as it looked like Fake House was going to be able to effectively kite, but they were unfortunately unable to finish this one out on Sis Horizon. So, as you said, we will see the first map 3, which is exciting stuff, as these two teams are going to be going neck and neck, as it seemed like maybe Fake Cows had the majority of the pressure, but Chicken Soup able to roll that one back into their favor, as time ticked on, they were able to find their footing once again. And this is becoming a trend that I'm noticing, that they're getting kind of weak starts here on these maps, but as time progresses, they're able to find the cohesion that they need in order to be successful and in order to get this one in a position where they are able to put Fake Cows on the back end, as unfortunately the stall from Louis Huncho just wasn't enough. Missed the goose stall and wasn't able to find Purchase, though. If he was able to maybe wrap around and stay on top of that bridge, he might have been able to find himself in a position where that goose stall could have been enough, but not this time around. So they will be moving on to final map here before LCQ seeding.
Yeah, very, very true, Lightning. We are going to be going to Nozomi Citadel next for map 3. I do have to ask the question, though. Fake Cows, did they have a little bit of miscommunication there towards the end? Kodaft unfortunately getting picked off relatively early, split from his team, meaning that Louis can't effectively do his job as a medium and get the defib and get the quick reset. Incredibly unfortunate there for Fake Cows. A little bit of a slip up there, and we can now start to see some flaws in their gameplay, and we might see that get exploited by Chicken Soup going into map 3, the first map 3 of the season.
Yeah, and we are going to see which one of these teams advances through or has to play one more time, as the loser of this will go on to play another cash out round with E6, Misclick, and Sparkling Rookies for that LCQ seeding. And the opposite side of the bracket, Last Minute and Skylines, I believe, also going on to a map 3, as that one has not been decided either, as the winner of that will have one last chance at qualifying, as well as they will be playing the likes of Hyperspeed, Team Extreme, and FNI, as one of those teams, unfortunately, will be going home between Last Minute and Skyline. And the last LCQ will be played here in a little bit, but Sugi, who do you think is going to come out top here on Nozomi? I mean, I'm personally leaning towards Fake Cows, as they've had more success on these close range engagements and have had better time kiting around the map. Whereas Chicken Soup, they've been opportunists, it seems like, for the large time, hopping on when there's a moment where these teams show weakness, able to recognize where the chinks in the armor lie.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have seen. I do think that we're about to see a potential rehost, just some issues with getting players into a game. However, that does give me some time to give you my opinion and my thoughts going into this game. I do think we have seen moments here from the likes of Chicken Soup that they can really do something about this, and they can send someone like Fake Cows into the LCQ. However, the biggest issue I have for the side of, say, Chicken Soup is they haven't really had the type of experience that the likes of Fake Cows have had inside of these tournament environments. And I really think that the pressure may get to them. This is map 3. This isn't just sort of an opportunity to fumble, in a sense. You really want to punch your ticket here, because if you don't, you're going into that LCQ. That LCQ is going to be incredibly tight and incredibly difficult, and you don't want to have that happen to you. So now is do or die. Not necessarily, but in this scenario, do you really want to play the LCQ? Absolutely not. So I think that Chicken Soup should try and gun for this first place, but Fake Cows also know this, and we have seen them time and time again really and well and truly lock it back in.
Yeah, no, Fake Cows, I can already probably tell and feel it in my bones that they are frustrated off of that, because they were so close to wrapping that one up 2-0, but they have to go ahead and now play a third map. So you know that they're going to go into this one guns blazing. They want this one done. They are hungry for that win. They do not want to go on to this LCQ phase. I know in their minds that they are confident that they can win this, but same thing can be said for Chicken Soup, as on the opposite side of things, they are raring to go. They have the momentum behind them off of that last second steal and pretty much last second team wipe, as all that was left on that last map was Louis Honcho and unable to secure that stall. So you know that spirits are high for Chicken Soup as they come off the jaws of defeat and able to squeak through that last second steal. So you got two sides of the coin here. You got the want for the run back and knowledge that you can do better and that you can absolutely just run the pockets here of Chicken Soup. And the opposite side of the coin, like I said, where you have that momentum behind you, you have that factor of you now know that you are within reach of that final spot for the qualifying position on qual number 4. Otherwise, we have to see these teams into the LCQ bracket, and we already, like I said, have teams set up. We're just waiting on these last 2 head-to-head matches to finish up to see where this LCQ stands. As these 2 teams, they are ready to go on to Nozomi Citadel after this reset. Sugi, we're getting into the thick of it here.
Man, we really are. We really, really are in the thick of it. I mean, this is the last spot for automatic qualification here before the LCQ. And both of these teams really just want to punch their ticket here. I do feel like if I'm going to make a predictions, and I'm not a gambling man, maybe I am, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm lying, maybe I am. Like, I don't know at this point, but hey, I'm probably going to say Fake Cows are just going to edge it out. Lightning, before the match starts, who do you think is going to edge it out?
I mean, I definitely favor the Fake Cows, but the way that Chicken Soup has been able to play their lives and play for that last second steal and realize when they have the opportunity to capitalize has been the definition of dynamism. So they know what they need to do in order to succeed. So it really could go either way. It's hard for me to pick, honestly. I think Fake Cows. I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna have to agree with Fake Cows.
And here we are as we're going through the portal and through to Nozomi Citadel for map 3 here. This is really do or die for that final automatic slot for the top 5 for next weekend for the Throne series here at Crest League. We have seen the likes of Chicken Soup here actually gonna get the better spawn, which does leave it in a bad position here for Fake Cows. Doesn't matter all that much though. We see the likes of Silas getting some damage off onto Cooney, leaving Cooney 2 bars. Tiger on the SA-12, not really able to do much. Cooney 1 HP, gotta be careful for the crossbow from Louis here. Louis really just sort of holding Cooney at gunpoint, or bow point should I say, Vol not being tapped. I think the nerves are starting to get to Chicken Soup here. They don't want to make a move, but finally they have the tap coming out. The gateway taking them back onto height. Silas really not giving them any breathing room. Louis getting the pick onto Cooney across the map, and now off of that pick, Silas looking to get active. Louis in support. Kodaf also in support. Cooney back up thanks to Tiger. However, they've been spotted. The RPG coming out from Silas. Big damage coming out. Tiger going down. Cooney going down from Silas and Louis. RPG doing phenomenal work. Kodaf getting the M11 beam onto Battery, and that is a wipe for Chicken Soup.
Oh my, as soon as that fight started, it was over. That RPG damage was massive out of Silas, and his patience with it has been showing all day today, as he's not wanting to give himself into a bad position. And it's decided a lot of these team fights for Fake Cows. He's done a fantastic job monitoring where teams were positioning and deciding where the best case scenario for him to use it has been. So Fake Cows hold the upper hand here on this high ground, as Chicken Soup are going to be filtering into the low.
Yeah, we saw the likes of Battery here throwing the sonars, not really doing much for them here. They know where they are. Save your sonars, save the util. Sitting up around this generator here, Kodaf taking a very, very sneaky position here on the slope of the roof, right next to the apartment sign here on the Nozomi side of the map. Tiger potentially gonna get a mantle up here. It has been spotted by Kodaf. Kodaf's called him out. Tiger now taking the high ground. An unfortunate position for Fakehouse here. Louis getting winched by Tiger, getting kept up by the likes of Kodaf. Kodaf getting the kills from the H+ Infuser. Kodaf running for his life on 1 HP now. Louis, you gotta play safe here. Kodaf, you gotta play safe here. Silas basically now trying to wrap around Louis 1 HP. Silas 1 HP is in a really rough spot for Fakehouse here. But it doesn't matter because Battery and Cooney getting taken out by Kodaf and Louis. And now it's just Tiger. No barricades to speak of. Now there's one coming out. 1 bullet left in the SA. He's going to get collapsed in on by the fake out. The res gets off. It doesn't matter though. Because here's the thing. Now they're trying to get themselves in a position. It's all fingers and thumbs. And now the winch coming up from Tiger. Silas being taken out by Tiger. Cooney getting taken out by Louis. Louis looking for 2. Kodaf gets it instead. And that is a wipe for Chicken Soup. And Fake Cows are taking this first box here. Ooh, lighting is getting close and dicey now.
It is. It looked like maybe Chicken Soup was getting able to turn that on its head as they got the pick on Silas, and it was a 2v2 there for a moment, but they're able to clutch it up at the end. Fake Cal's doing a fantastic job of maintaining control and kiting around that box. We saw Kodaf get low, Louis Honcho get low, and Silas almost get picked out, but all 3 of them able to do their job there fantastically and kite around and stay alive as Cooney gonna get some early shots on him here on Vault 2 as Fake Cows. All they really have to do is hold here, but I don't think they want to hold for 15 minutes. I think that they are going to eventually push the issue here of this team fight as Vault 2 looks like it may transition over to the site of A, as it's going to be the closer point. But Kodaf is positioned for this. He knows that that's probably where they're going to want to go and is going to be ready for that gateway for his team. As we see Chicken Soup kind of posture to get this one started towards A box.
Yeah, we see Silas and Louis here sat on the top floor preventing the cross. And Chicken Soup here in their brains are going to be thinking, hey, we've got to do something about this. We've got to move this box. We're not in a position to just idly sit around. In Fake House's mentality, they've got all the time in the world. They can just sort of hold this for as long as they want. So Cooney, you got to make a play here. Tiger, you've got to be common to your team here. Kodaf is kind of just sat here. And now we see the likes of Chicken Soup have decided, let's make a play here. Gateway coming out. Cooney is in a bit of a ways here. Kodaf has spotted them, but not letting the damage ring out. Cooney to 1 HP. Louis letting the crossbow, letting those arrows fly out of the bow here. Kodaf in a 1v1 with Tiger, and it works in his favor. Louis down to 2 bars as Battery tries to get the flank, but it won't help him much. Now, Silas getting Battery down to 2 bars of health. Kodaf now trying to clean it up. Kodaf gets the cleanup, and it's just Cooney left alive. Where's this ball? Where is it gone? And it is in the hands of Louis, and we're going to see a plug here coming from Fake Cows. Bad's position here for Chicken Soup. It's not going to give them much time to really sort of lock it back in. Tiger, luckily though, the coin coming out, they do get a close spawn here though. So Fake Cows, make it quick, get your setup sorted. You're not really going to have much time to sort of lollygag around. Now we see the Fresh Battery has coins. We see Louis, Silas, and Kodaf sat on top of Slow, sort of just trying to get some information out. An escape gateway set. And then we see now Chicken Soup. What are we going to do? Take the elevator up. It's not a great idea, though. Silas has seen it. Louis has seen Billboard. Or has he? Battery, now's your time. Oh, and the Battery gets the pick onto Louis. However, it doesn't matter. Kodaf there to his side, gets the cleanup for him and trades him out. And now it is a 2 versus 3. The Chicken Soup and Silas with the RPG and taking out Cooney. Just Tiger left alive, and Tiger is now down. That is another wipe here for Chicken Soup. It's going from bad to worse. By the time that this wipe timer ends, we're gonna have about 40 seconds here left on the cash out. Really only time for 1 or 2 fights. And now, can Chicken Soup do the impossible, as we've seen them do many times before, and take it to Vox 3?
Well, this one's in a less advantageous spot for Chicken Soup, as Cooney is going to take a lot of damage, going to have to drop down. Tiger Senpai also taking quite a bit of tick damage. Cooney up by himself, already dropped. Chicken Soup already down a player. The Tiger's routing himself towards A. Gas is on the point though, so it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. He has the winch. He's gonna pull it towards himself. Here comes Fake Cows, all collapsing on him. Damage raining out. Timer running down. Fresh battery, the only one left alive. Fake Cows gonna more than likely hold it out, and they will be moving on into the qualifier, and Chicken Soup will be seeing themselves into LCQ.
Unbelievable showing there from Fake Cows. It definitely shows